Good evening, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the St. Paul Police Department Academy Class 2013-1. Welcome to Harding High School, home of the Knights and the alma mater of many of the fine St. Paul police officers. They're out there, they're on stage. I had to do that because we have some Johnson people working in our unit, so. But she's very smart. You'd be proud. All right, I am Commander Mary Nash, commander of the training unit. We are so proud to be here tonight to celebrate this academy graduation with these fine recruits, their family, and friends. It is said that life is a journey and not a destination. 16 weeks ago, this group of recruits began a journey to become a St. Paul police officer. With an average age of 28 years old, some of these recruits knew each other from high school. Some were mere strangers at the start of the academy. Now they are lifelong friends. The journey starts with our police academy and will continue beyond tonight as these recruits move into field training. The journey has been long for these recruits. The police academy develops each recruit into a team of police officers the St. Paul police community and the St. Paul Police Department can be proud of. It has been a long, hard road. A quote from David McCullough captures what many police officers feel. Real success is finding your life work and work that you love. As family and friends, you have been on this journey with these recruits through the police interview, the background investigation, the psychological and medical exams, and also the highs and lows of our 16-week academy. The St. Paul Police Department has a proud history of running its own police academy. It is the one experience that we all share that bonds us together. Chief Smith, Sergeant Fakowski, and I were part of the 1989-2 Police Academy. The standards for the St. Paul Police Academy are high. Each recruit must pass the academic portion of the academy with an 80% or better grade point average. They must be proficient and make sound decisions in the use of force. They must pass a battery of firearm qualifications, and they must achieve physical fitness standards in a variety of areas. It hasn't always been easy, but these officers have risen to the challenge of this academy and its standards. These new officers have successfully completed the police academy. The entire training staff is proud to present the class of 2013-1 for graduation because they have earned their place in the ranks of the St. Paul Police Department, a proud tradition that goes back 159 years. They will follow in the footsteps of many proud St. Paul police officers that have come before them. They will rise to the challenge to make our community a safer place to work and live. I want to thank all the family and friends who are here tonight to celebrate the graduation of these 24 new officers who are now becoming part of the St. Paul Police family. It is without a doubt that each of you here tonight is responsible in some way for their success. Sergeant Tell, please prepare class 2013-1 for graduation. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the following special guests who we are grateful to have here tonight. Please hold your applause until all of the guests have been recognized. On stage, we are honored to have Council President Kathy Lantry, who is representing Mayor Chris Coleman tonight, Chief Tom Smith, Assistant Chief Kathy Warren, Assistant Chief Bill Martinez, apologize for that, Chaplain Pat Judd, Council Member Dan Bostrom, my training staff, Sergeant Tell, Sergeant Panamini, Sergeant Lemon, Sergeant Falkowski, Officer O'Reilly, Officer Boldwan, Officer Whitbeck, and Marcia Panos. Also joining us this evening, we have Commissioner of Public Safety, Mona Doman, Ramsey County Sheriff Matt Bostrom, from the Ramsey County Attorney's Office, John Choi and John Kelly, Peggy Hepp from our Employees Assistance Program, Mylan Masson from the Law Enforcement Center for Criminal Justice, Ia Porter from the University of St. Thomas, and Police Civilian Review Commission member Sue Trapano. We also have retired Chief William Finney, and a special guest in the audience, retired Sergeant Bob Lemon from Lawrence, Kansas, who's here to join us tonight to watch his nephew get pinned his badge. Thank you to the members of the St. Paul Police Department I see out there who have joined us tonight. I see some folks from other law enforcement agencies. Thank you for joining us tonight on this special occasion. If I've missed anybody, I apologize for that. Let's have a round of applause for our honored guests. We have City Council President Kathy Lantry with us tonight. As President of the City Council, President Lantry is responsible for legislative policy development, financial oversight of a municipal corporation, and a workforce of almost 3,000 full-time employees in 21 different departments. President Lantry is a lifelong resident of St. Paul's East Side. She attended St. Agnes High School and the College of St. Benedict. She is a fourth-generation East Sider, and we are honored to have her here tonight. Council President Lantry.
Thank you and good evening. On behalf of the St. Paul City Council, I'd like to offer you my congratulations on becoming the newest employees of the City of St. Paul. And also on behalf of my colleague Dan Bostrom, who represents the 6th Ward, I've served with Dan a number of years, and Dan has held, I served with Dan for a number of years and have known him to hold many titles, but the one that it seems to me he holds most dear is that he is a retired St. Paul police officer. So it is only right that Dan has joined us here tonight. I will tell you that in all my years as being on the St. Paul City Council, I have been asked to serve on a number of boards, and in general, I find the experience extremely satisfying. But one part of being on any board that I don't like is strategic planning. Now, I love having a strategic plan, I just don't like the process to get there. I find it crazy making. Because the first thing that happens at a strategic planning session is that you have to nail down a mission statement. And I can tell you I have spent countless hours parsing different words, changing us and thes, and in the end, I always end up saying the same thing. An organization's mission statement ought to be short and to the point. The example that I give is the police department. To protect and serve. 4 words that say it all. There are not many other statements that conjure up a more clear vision of what you do, but you're about to find out that the statement is easy, the execution more challenging. We, and by we I mean the general public, expect that you will know the answer to absolutely every question that we ask. And even though intuitively we know that that can't happen, it should tell you something about the regard in which we hold you and the expectations that people have about you. I know that you will meet some of the worst our society has to offer. You will be challenged to the brink. You will see things that none of us can ever imagine. And we expect that you will do that job and get up the next day and do it all over again. Yes, you will protect us from all the wrong that exists, but you will also serve. That service will also entail meeting some of the bravest, most dedicated residents of the city of St. Paul. They depend on you to make them feel safe. Your presence alone will make that happen. We have endowed you with incredible power and responsibility, and I know that Chief Smith and his staff have taken every step to make sure that you are well-trained and well-equipped. But it is you who will be out on the streets every day. You will make the decisions about how you will serve the city of St. Paul. Having a long and productive, but most importantly, safe career with the city of St. Paul is my hope for you. I want to wish you the very best of luck and also thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Thank you, Council President Lantry. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a graduate of the St. Paul Police Academy Class 1989-2 and St. Paul's 40th Police Chief, Chief Thomas Smith. Chief Smith is a lifelong resident of St. Paul's West Side. He attended Humboldt High School, the University of St. Thomas, and the FBI National Academy. He has served the city of St. Paul since 1989 and has been the chief since 2010. Chief Smith?
Council President Lantry, Council Member Bostrom, distinguished guests, and class of 2013. Welcome to all of you here this evening. It's a great evening. I'm always excited as a chief when we have an opportunity to graduate new police officers to serve all of you in the city of St. Paul. But before I start my official remarks, two groups that I want to recognize together because they've been really busy this week. They've entertained you tonight. They presented the colors for you tonight. Our St. Paul Police Department band and our Honor Guard, since yesterday, this is National Police Officer Memorial Week, have been working very hard. Our Honor Guard was out no less than 3 times, if not 4 times yesterday. Our police band played for us at Mears Park. They do an exceptional job. Can we give those two groups a round of applause? And one last special request, and this goes to the class of 2013. You know, you have a lot of friends and family that are here tonight. And I've got to believe over the course of the last 4 months, some of you loved ones, especially those of you that live with our recruits who will soon become police officers very shortly here, probably had to take out the trash, probably had to mend some clothes, probably had to hear some complaining a little bit. Oh, I heard, honey. You probably iced some sore knees and shoulders and backs. So for all of you, because I want to let you know one of the traditions of the St. Paul Police Department is, although these men and women will swear in as your newest police officers, our newest police officers this evening, for all of you loved ones, you are now also part of our family. It's a tradition that we've always had with St. Paul. It's very important. It's important because we hope that you will continue to support these men and women as they go forward to protect our saintly streets. And not only that, we know you've got a tough job. It's not easy having a loved one that's a police officer. There's always questions about whether they're going to come home at night. It can be a dangerous job. Sometimes they miss special events. They work odd hours. It's a tough job. It takes a strong support system. So I want to thank all of you for what you've done for 4 months, but I hope over a course of a long career that you will continue to support every one of these men and women up here. But for the men and women, let's give class a round of applause to your loved ones that supported you for the last 4 months. On behalf of the St. Paul Police Department, I'd like to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony of Recruit Class 2013-1. I am honored to stand here before you this evening, my 3rd Academy graduation class as your Chief of Police, and to welcome the 24 new officers to our department. I would like to recognize Mayor Christopher Coleman, who couldn't be here with us tonight, and our City Council members who continually support our department. I'd also like to thank St. Paul City Council President Kathy Lantry, who joins us here and gave us her comments tonight in place of Mayor Coleman. And a special thanks to Dan Bostrom. I've got to say something about Councilmember Bostrom. He proudly served our department, for those of you that don't know, for many, many years, 3 decades over, and has served with the city of St. Paul and always been a strong supporter. And what always amazes me about Don, and I've been on this job going, we're going to start our 25th year, complete our 24th year, is he's always here. He always comes, no matter what, and I know that that's very unique, so I want to thank you, Dan, for always being here for us. To our guests, thank you for attending this evening. It is a testament to the strength of this community that so many of you have taken time to join us here tonight. I know we've got a lot of babies here tonight too, and I think that is just fantastic. That's pretty neat. Your presence is yet another example of the incredible community support that this department has truly enjoyed, my friends, for many, many generations. To our newest officers, congratulations. Each one of you has successfully completed months of demanding training that has prepared you to join the ranks of the best. I realize these have been some long months. You have endured, you have excelled, and we are proud of each and every one of you. To the families and friends of our newest officers here tonight, thank you for supporting your loved ones throughout this entire academy. Remember, they're going to need your continued support. Today is a proud day for many people, a proud day for your families, for your training staff, and for our entire department and the city of St. Paul. Remember, though, that the pride you enjoy today is a privilege, one that you must earn each and every day. It is built on the work of generations of loyal St. Paul police officers, many who are here this evening, some of whom have given the ultimate sacrifice. That's why we had you at our St. Paul Police Department Memorial, our 51st year of celebrating St. Paul Police Department Memorial yesterday at Mears Park, so that you understand the traditions of those who have paved the way for us by giving the ultimate sacrifice. The St. Paul Police badge that you will shortly receive is symbolic of this privilege, and it represents not power or authority, but rather the trust and faith bestowed upon us by the citizens that each one of you will serve. This trust and faith is grounded in the core principles of our department, which I'm going to go over with you briefly. 3 P's: pride, professionalism, and partnerships. Let's begin with pride. You are joining a department that has a proud and long tradition of excellence, going back some 159 years. This history is not something to be taken lightly. Soon each of you will take the oath of office, and in doing so, will also join this exceptional tradition. Have pride in that, and know that this tradition is bigger than any one officer. It transcends all of you who have served in the past, transcends all of those, who have served in the past, those serving now, and those who will serve our department in the future. Have pride in the work you do, in each other, and in our department. Be proud that you are part of the city of St. Paul. And above all, be proud each and every time you wear that St. Paul Police Department badge that you will soon receive. Professionalism. I expect and demand everyone in our department to conduct themselves, no matter the situation, with the highest degree of professionalism. This is not a new concept by any means. We have done things this way for generations, and it's a very big part of who we are as a department and as a city. You will be called upon to help the citizens of the city in every imaginable circumstance. Some of them will be lighthearted, some will be stressful, and others are going to be downright dangerous. Through them all, though, I know you will demonstrate the professionalism expected of all of us who wear this badge. Know that your actions as St. Paul police officers are not judged as much by what you do, but by how you do it. And above all, how you treat others in our saintly city. And finally, partnerships. None of us can do this job alone. The bonds you have built with one another during this academy will remain in place for years to come. You will support each other, you will keep each other safe, and you will lean on each other to get through your most challenging and tough days. You will also find those bonds, those partnerships, running through not just your academy class in the department, but also through our neighborhoods, our communities, and throughout the entire city. It's what St. Paul is known for, a city of neighborhoods. These partnerships are absolutely critical to all our department's work, and especially in service to our core mission, to protect and serve. We are not outsiders working to solve other people's problems. We are members of this community, partners working to keep this city such a great place. As you reflect on our core principles, pride, professionalism, and partnerships, remember this, and these are important. St. Paul police officers do not police to the community, we police with it. St. Paul police officers do not solve problems by taking over a community. We solve problems by becoming part of it. And above all, remember that St. Paul police officers are judged not by the number of arrests we make, but rather by our ethics, our dedication, and by our compassion that we demonstrate to others each and every day. Class 2013-1, as you move forward to the next step in your journey, remember, it is not a question of if you will make a difference, but rather what difference you're going to make throughout your career. What difference will you make in the lives of people you are called upon to serve? How will you make a difference in the lives of our youth? Many are looking for a positive role model. Several of us at the St. Paul Police Department became police officers because as youth we are impacted in a positive way by a police officer who showed us respect, compassion, and dignity, even when we were doing something wrong. And for those of you that know me well, I ended up in the back of a police car 3 times before I could ever get in the front to drive one. Think about that difference you'll make. And it was actually 2 police officers in my last interaction that changed my mind about police officers and made me know that I wanted to become one myself. Maya Angelou has said, I've learned that people will forget what you say, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And my friends, that is so true. As your chief, I'd like to impart onto you to be kinder than necessary, for everyone you meet will be fighting some kind of battle or struggle. Think about that as you receive your badge. And later tonight, when you go home, I ask that all of you take a closer look at your badge. It's a badge that has been worn by officers in this city for over 150 years. Take it off your uniform shirt tonight, hold it in your hands, feel it. Think about those past officers who served and wore the same badge as you and sacrificed while wearing it. And also think of those officers who will serve and sacrifice while wearing it after we are gone, because those are the traditions we pass on from generation to generation. Finally, take a closer look at the small details of that badge because they are symbols. It's a design rich in symbols of history, protection, and honor. But remember this, my friends. Your badge is not a symbol of unchecked power or arbitrary authority. Rather, it is an outward symbol of the trust that is vested in each of you by the communities, the people, your loved ones, and everybody in the city of St. Paul that you will serve. Always conduct yourself with honor and respect. Wear your badge proudly. Do good work. Be safe. Congratulations to all of you. I know that all of us are very proud of this class. And welcome to the family of the St. Paul Police Department and City of St. Paul.
Thank you, Chief Smith. And now Chief Smith will administer the oath of office and present badges.
Class of 2013-1, please raise your right hands. I will read the oath of office. At the end, I will ask you each individually to swear. As a law enforcement officer, I solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will enforce the laws of the United States of the state of Minnesota and the city of St. Paul impartially, that I will work in partnership with the citizens of the city of St. Paul toward providing a safe environment and enhancing the quality of life consistent with the values of our community, that I will adhere to the ethical values of professionalism, integrity, responsiveness, sensitivity, respect, and openness, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter, and so help me God. Please affirm that oath, class of 2013.
I, Vincent Adams, do so swear.
I, Cody Blanchard, do so swear.
I, Joshua Boone, do so swear.
I, Jonathan Coleman, do so swear.
I, Ibrahim Farah, do so swear.
I, Andrew Franklin, do so swear.
I, Michael Fulton, do so swear.
I, Kay Harris, do so swear.
I, Lindsey James, do so swear.
I, Vance Jones, do so swear.
I, Sam Keller, do so swear.
I, Andrew Kepsel, do so swear.
I, Vlad Brungan, do so swear. I, Kennedy Lee, do so swear.
I, Nikolai Lifong, do so swear.
I, Brett Polkowicz, do so swear.
I, Isaac Culver, do so swear.
I, David Peck, do so swear.
I, David Bradley, do so swear.
I, Charles Lemon, do so swear.
I, Richard A. Strick Jr., do so swear.
I, Rick Rick, do so swear. I, Laura Hewlett, do so swear.
I, Avery Yeager, do so swear.
Now Chief Smith will present the badges. Vincent Adams. Cody Blanchin. Joshua Boone. Jonathan Coleman. Ibrahim Farah. Andrew Franklin. Michael Fulton. King Her. Lindsay James. Matthew Jones. Samuel Keller. Andrew Kepsel. Krumgant. Kennedy Lee. Nikolai Leifung. Brett Pokowicz.
Yeah, Brett!
Isaac Palmer. Daniel Peck. David Ratley. The remaining 5 officers will receive their badges from family members who are part of the law enforcement community. Charles Lemon. Don't stick them out. Richard A. Strike, Jr. Brianna Reich. Laura Yulin. Avery Yeager. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the St. Paul Police Department's newest officers, Class 2013-1. Round of applause. At this time, we will recognize individual achievements in the areas of physical fitness, firearms, and academics. I would like to introduce Academy Coordinator, Sergeant Corey Tell.
Thank you, Commander Nash. Throughout the Academy, we recognize 3 special distinguished awards that we do, that Commander Nash said, for academics, our firearms proficiency, and our physical fitness. So the first person I'd like to call to present the Physical Fitness Award is our gym coordinator, Mrs. Marsha Pano.
Physical fitness is important in law enforcement and especially valued at the St. Paul Police Department. We have one of the fittest police departments in the country, and regarding our fitness program, we receive numerous inquiries from all over the country again about how we've been able to be so successful at it, and it really serves as a role model. I hope this academy appreciated this part of their training and the effort that was put into it by many members of this police department. And they were very instrumental in helping you get to where you are right now, and I couldn't have done it without them. Thank you, Sergeant Tell, Commander Anderson, Officer Rutschow, Sergeants Berrigan and Nassett for being there with me and for being true role models for this academy. And there were also other recruits that came in on their, other police officers that came in on their own time to help train these new recruits, because fitness is important to our department. We have an award that I'm going to present to the most physically fit recruit. But before I do, I would just like to address this class and leave them with one thought. When the Baltimore Ravens won their spot for the Super Bowl this year, they knew that they needed to keep strong and healthy and stay focused. Those athletes had a lot riding on that game February 3rd. They wanted to make sure they were going to do their best and to give it their all on that big day. But unlike those athletes, you don't have the luxury of knowing when your big day may come. You don't know when you're going to have to give it your all. And there's a whole lot more at stake than just winning a Super Bowl ring. So keep strong and healthy, stay focused, and come back to see me next year for your fitness test, as fit as you are right now. Now, back to the award. The award is determined by averaging their scores for body composition, the 1.5 mile run, the total push-ups they did, the sit-ups, and their vertical jump. The winner averaged a 98.2% on all of his tests, and it's my pleasure to give this award to David Ratley.
The next award we're going to give tonight is our Top Gun Award, or our award for our firearms proficiency. And to present that award will be our Range Master, Officer Jeff Whitbeck.
Basically, the goal of the range staff is to make the recruit officers, now current officers, as proficient as possible with firearms. We had different skill levels coming in, some that were very experienced, some that were not as experienced at all. As you all know, use of firearms or deadly force by police officers is quite rare. An example here, in 2012, we had approximately 300,000 calls for service, but 10 of them overall involved deadly force by the police, at least with firearms. So it's a very small or a very rarely used skill. However, as with fitness, when it is needed is very important. The outcome could be great bodily harm or death to the officer, their partners, or citizens of the city of St. Paul. As the recruits leave the academy and current officers leave the academy and into FTO, they are extremely proficient in their firearms. I'll throw out some numbers here, some things we did. They had approximately 104 hours of training involving firearms, classroom, dry firing coaching exercises, live fire training, live fire qualifications, 2 written tests, 10 live fire qualifications that they had to pass at an 80% level or higher. And they fired approximately 2,000 rounds through the handgun, approximately 150 rounds through the shotgun. They shot in daylight, low light, complete darkness, using the ambient light only, night sights only, flashlights in the hand, flashlights attached to the weapons, and with emergency lighting involving vehicles. We also did a little bit of distance shooting recently. We did a little friendly competition up in Harris, Minnesota, where the range allows us a little more flexibility. We brought all the officers out to 100 yards. Everyone hit at 100 yards, if I remember right. Chest-sized steel, fairly average-sized target. Everyone could hit that at 100 yards with their handgun, just to reinforce to you the ability that they have. For fun, we also brought it out 25 yards at a time. And as people were able to hit the target with 3 attempts, they were able to move back. We had one officer that made it back to 344 yards. That's 3.5 football fields, basically, able to hit a human-sized target with a pistol. Would you ever do it? No, but it really builds confidence. I want you to know that they're leaving very well skilled. They came in, they worked very, very hard. I'm very proud of all of them. The Top Gun Award basically is the overall score, the highest overall score. And of the 24 officers, Nikolai Laifeng was the top gun.
The last award we'll present tonight is for academics. The class is given hundreds of hours of classroom studies, and every hour is subject to testing. So this class, they took over 11 tests with 512 questions. The academy, to pass the academy, you're required to pass all tests with an average of 80% or higher. And this year, our academic winner actually was a tie. And so I would like to call Officer Laura Euland and Officer Vincent Adams. All right. As the Academy Coordinator, you get to hear a few remarks from me now about your loved ones. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to support our newest officers. Like I said, my name is Sergeant Corey Tell, and I was tasked with the responsibility of turning police recruits into St. Paul police officers. And this is a job that I could never handle alone. It takes an entire department to train a police academy. Literally every unit in the police department comes in and instructs our class on how they do what they do. As I'm sure loved ones would know, they've been here for 16 weeks, and they've been taught a wide variety of skills, and they probably acquired a few new talents they didn't know they had. They have met, like I said, every unit from our police department. They've met many stakeholders in the community, and they've been introduced to the diverse community that is the city of St. Paul. They've learned about the proud history that they are now beginning to be part of, a history that started in 1854, and they all know that today their legacy starts as part of that history. They have learned that although we have about 600 police officers on the police department, it is each officer that makes that department great. They all bring roles to play, they all have roles to play, and they all have skills that they bring to the department. The Police Academy is many things, and to each St. Paul police officer, it's a different journey down the same road. But there are a few things that it is the same to all of us. It's the beginning of a proud tradition. It's a proving grounds. It's a place filled with great adversity and great successes. It's a place of self-discovery and growth, and it's a place where that growth comes from perseverance through physical and mental toughness, through compassion, through understanding, and teamwork. These officers have learned from our past, and in our history we learned about the great works, the acts of bravery, and the selfless acts of heroism and sacrifice that have been performed by police officers before them throughout our history. In the present, this recruit class is ready to face the streets of St. Paul. They have a solid foundation in police work, and they're ready to go on to field training. In the last 16 weeks, it's been an all-encompassing training and life-changing for most of them. On Sunday, their training will now change, and they will apply those skills to the real streets. In the future, this class knows that the department as a whole, we expect great things out of each and every one of you. We know that this department is bigger than any one of us, but the department is great because of each and every one of us. Congratulations, Class 2013, Class 1. You've successfully completed all the requirements to move forward in your training. You made the training staff proud of your accomplishments, and you should take pride in the things you have done. Congratulations. All right, now I'd like to call the class president for some remarks, Officer Nikolai Leifung.
Welcome, families and friends, to tonight's celebration, the 2013-1 St. Paul Police Academy graduation. Tonight, we celebrate what was started 16 weeks ago on January 28th, when 24 individuals from all different backgrounds stepped through the front doors, St. Paul Police Headquarters. We wore business attires while carrying duffel bags packed with police equipment. We were nervous about what was to be expected of us, unsure of what we got us into. But we held our heads high, consciously knowing that we were the select few of 400 that aspired to be one of St. Paul's finest. At 07:30 hours exactly, Officer O'Reilly appeared and guided us up the stairs to the academy class. From that moment forward, we were to be known as recruits of the 2013-1 academy class. As recruits, we spent the next 16 weeks preparing and training to become part of St. Paul's finest. To accomplish that, we conditioned our bodies and minds preparation of police work by improving marksmanship, our skills in the use of force, and academics pertaining to policies and procedures. All examples of police skills will soon be utilized. More specifically, we learn about the legal authority supporting police work, such as criminal law, constitutional law. We studied investigation methods for accidents and crime scenes. We learned about St. Paul's diverse community and developed our culture of competence. We pushed our body beyond our limits, and we thought during defensive tactics, use of force training. We survived the rain and the cold days at the firing range. It was the coldest, wettest week in 4 months, and to top it off, the range was outdoors. But thanks to the excellent range staff, we made it through. On a day-to-day basis, the intense training was approached with this survival mentality. However, we excelled in our training because we believed in the bigger picture, the duty of a police officer. President John Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what your country can do for you." Ask what you can do for your country, sorry about that. Police officers answer the calling for their country, for their citizens. However, answering this calling requires commitment because today's police work is complex. Fortunately, the St. Paul Police Department recognizes the need for sophisticated police officers. So instead of a half-day orientation and the job training, the department committed to training its officers in a 4-month academy. So the training that we have received is a culmination of criminal laws, police practices from the past decades. Today, the law enforcement officer has to be sharper and better trained to handle the complex requirements of the criminal justice system in the locality it serves. Police work is a service profession. It is our responsibility to protect and serve well. To be professional means to never take action based on emotion because of the potential consequences affecting the people we serve, and never allowing a victim to be victimized a second time due to poor police practices. Police officers are part of a team, and they can count on their fellow officers, but it is their families and friends that completes the necessary support system. I would like to take this moment to thank you, families and friends, for your ongoing and future support and for understanding our crazy work life. And to my fellow graduate recruits, don't just thank these people, but return the support and understanding. Today, the recruits enter into the unique world of law enforcement. In a sense, families and friends and loved ones also enter with them. I've been talking about the common duty that we as recruits have committed to, but I also want to recognize the diversity that is within our group. We reflect the community we serve. We are sons, daughters, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers. We are diverse in race, age, and worldviews. Went to private schools, public schools, foreign schools. Again, this graduation is the culmination of a lot of hard work, and we are proud of our accomplishments. We want to thank you all for coming and share this special occasion with us. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to the training staff and the officers who took time out of their busy life to train us to become quality police officers. Thank you to the Mayor, Council President Kathy Lantry, and council members who made this journey possible, and to the St. Paul Police Chief Smith and command staff for choosing us. We will perform our duties with the highest standards set upon us. Tonight, we sat down as recruits of the St. Paul Police Academy 2013-1 and rise as peace officers of the state of Minnesota. Thank you.
In closing, to the Academy Class 2013-1, I would be remiss if I did not impart some words of wisdom to you. Treat people with respect. People are human. They make mistakes. Never stop learning, as this job requires homework to be successful. At the end of each day, ask yourself whether you are better today than you were yesterday. General Colin Powell would say, if you are taking the pay, earn it. Always do your very best. Even when no one is looking, you are. Don't disappoint yourself. Always show more kindness than seems necessary, because the person receiving it needs it more than you will ever know. And speaking to that kindness, as we walked in today, Officer O'Reilly was stopped by the art teacher who shared a story from about 1988 and said he's alive today because of a St. Paul police officer. His car ran out of gas. It was the coldest night of the year. And the police came by, and it was a female officer, and she got him into the car and drove him home, got him the warmth he needed to recover. And for 20+ years, he's remembered that, and he said, I want to find out who that officer is. And he described the officer, and we're racking our brains trying to remember it. But we'll go back and we'll share that story. But that small moment in time in that man's life, 20 years later, has been impactful. We talked with this academy a lot of you can do a lot of good in this uniform, as you can do a lot of damage. But go out and do good every day. The success of this academy and these new officers would not be possible if not for the hard work and dedication of my training unit staff that bring a combined over 100 years of experience to the unit. Would like to thank Sergeant Corey Tell, Sergeant Jim Falkowski, Sergeant Tim Panomany, Officer Laura Boldwan, Officer Kathy O'Reilly, for their hard work and dedication to training this recruit class. Also, my appreciation to other training personnel, Sergeant Ed Lemon, Range Staff, Range Master Jeff Whitbeck, Officer Jason Brubaker, Officer Derek Hurling, Officer Jim Halverson, Health and Fitness Coordinator Marcia Panos, and our clerical support Justine Nash. Assistant Chief Kathy Warren, thank you for supporting us in our efforts to make this a successful academy. Last, I'd like to thank Harding High School for making this space available, the St. Paul Police Band for joining us tonight, St. Paul Police Reserves, and class of 2013-1, thank you for all your efforts and congratulations on a job well done. You're all welcome to stay for refreshments after we dismiss. As you leave, please move from the hallway right outside here into either the commons area or into the courtyard. If you go into the courtyard, just a reminder that the school has asked us to remind you there is no smoking in the courtyard, even though it might seem like a place to smoke. So if you can just respect that, we'd appreciate that. This concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you all for joining us here tonight and celebrating in this success. Hold on, don't go anywhere yet. The best part's yet to come. Sergeant Tell, will you please dismiss the class?